Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to first look at Arsenal owner Stan Kroenke making decision on Mikel Arteta's future after Europa League exits, and then we're going to look at Mikel Arteta pointing finger of blame at Arsene Wenger for Arsenal's decline. So the first news headline states that Arsenal owner Stan Kroenke makes decision on Mikel Arteta's future after Europa League exits. So the reports are stating that Arsenal are set for their worst season in over 2.5 decades, but manager Mikel Arteta reportedly still has the board's backing. Arsenal owner Stan Kroenke will not start Mikel Arteta before the start of next season, despite the club's dire Europa League exit on Thursday, according to reports. Arsenal crashed out of European competition with a whimper, drawing 0-0 at home to Villarreal to lose it 2-1 on aggregate. The Gunners managed just one shot on target in a match they simply had to win. Arsenal are now set to be without European football for the first time in 26 years. That is because Mikel Arteta's side sit ninth in the Premier League table with the chance of earning a Europa League qualification place all but over. Mikel Arteta won the FA Cup just 7 months into his reign at Arsenal. However, his first full season in charge could hardly have gone any worse. But despite the club's worst campaign since before Arsene Wenger's reign, he has claimed that Stan Kroenke will stick with Mikel Arteta. The report says Arsenal chiefs are prepared to give the Spaniard the summer window to rebuild a hugely underperforming squad. The latest decision from Kroenke may be another that the fans disagree with. There was another protest ahead of kickoff on Thursday, albeit smaller than the one before the Premier League lost to Everton last month, against the Kroenke's ownership. The Americans' decision to join the breakaway Super League, which they have since withdrawn from, was the final draw for many supporters. Arsenal have been subject of a takeover offer from Spotify founder Daniel Ek, who is a leading consortium of three Gunners Invincibles. However, the Kroenkes say they have no intention in selling the club. Josh Kroenke, son of Stan and director at Arsenal, said last month money will be made available this summer to improve the squad. But there will be no financial injection of Champions League qualification money, which would have been there if they got past Villarreal and beat Manchester United in the Europa League final. So it looks like Arsenal owner Stan Kroenke has made a decision on Mikel Arteta's future after Europa League exit. And we can clearly see that Arsenal are on a new low, and it looks like they're set for their worst season in over 2.5 decades, but manager Mikel Arteta still reportedly has the board's backing. And we previously discussed this before with the Europa League exit, that Stan Kroenke is ready to back Mikel Arteta until next season. We will see how Mikel Arteta's Arsenal perform next season, and if they still perform really badly after the backing from Stan Kroenke, then probably he will be sacked. But also have no intention of sacking Mikel Arteta right now, and they believe they need this summer transfer window, and they need a massive overhaul in this squad, so you have to wait and see how this pans out. So this nicely takes us on to the second piece of news, which states that Mikel Arteta points finger of blame at Arsene Wenger for Arsenal's decline. So the reports are stating that the Gunners are facing up to a mid-table Premier League finish and no European football in 2021-2022. The first time in over a quarter of a century that they won't be involved in a continental competition. Mikel Arteta claims Arsenal's decline started 5 years ago and insisted he is still the manager to turn things around. Arsenal will stick with Mikel Arteta into next season and back him in the transfer market this summer to help rebuild after failing to reach Europe for the first time in 25 years and are on course to finish mid-table. But Mikel Arteta has warned it was always going to be a long-term rebuilding job because they started falling behind from when they started finishing outside of the Champions League places under previous boss Arsene Wenger. Gunners manager Mikel Arteta said, "We have not been competing with the top clubs in this country for 5 years. It is not as if this process started 6 months ago, it started 5 years ago, and you can see this trend. Understand those concerns because when you are out of the Champions League for 5 years, it is not just a casualty, it is a trend. This year is not year one. I think a project has its phases, and I'm telling you, we are in a much better position today to be where we want to be very soon, if we do what we have to do. But we have to be ruthless. There is no time to waste, and there is a lot to do. What I felt was a deep pain because where this club is at the moment, with everything it has been through over the last 2 months, I had a feeling that if we could take the team to the final, it could be a great turning point. I know that we have disappointed a lot of people as well, and that really hurts because we want to give the best to everybody. But one thing I made clear is that to do what we want to do, I have no doubts that we are going to achieve it. If not, I wouldn't be sat here. But Mikel Arteta insisted that he can turn things around and also promised to deliver and repay the fans' faith in him and the players, as they have largely been supportive up until Arsenal's Europa League exit to Villarreal. Mikel Arteta added, "They have been incredible with the team and incredible with me since I arrived, and I have to show appreciation first of all. I know their disappointment. We are here to give them joy, to give them moments where they can feel proud of what we do. We were able to do that last season, and we haven't this season. We are the ones who have to give them something to cheer about. I think it is our moment to do something for them." So it looks like Mikel Arteta has pointed finger of blame at Arsene Wenger for Arsenal's decline. And with the Gunners hitting a new low as mentioned before, they are up to facing a mid-table Premier League finish, and also they will have no European football in 2021-2022. And this is the first time in over a quarter of a century, so over 25 years, that they won't be involved in continental competition. And Mikel Arteta says that this process has started 5 years ago because he states that we haven't been competing with the top clubs, and that is a fact in my opinion. We have to wait and see if this massive overhaul will happen, but other than that, guys, remain blessed. Stay tuned for the next video, and peace.